The war began long before anyone realized the oceans had become the most valuable battlefield on Earth. Nations fought not for territory, but for control over the deep-sea energy lines that powered half the world. Admiral Cale stood on the deck of the battleship Vanguard, watching storm clouds form over the horizon. The Navy intelligence warned of an incoming ambush, and Cale knew this ocean crossing would shape the future of the war. As the ship advanced, sonar detected unidentified vessels moving fast beneath the waves. Anxiety spread through the crew, yet Cale remained calm, preparing for the inevitable clash in the vast, merciless sea. As night fell, the sea grew violent. Lightning carved white scars across the sky, revealing shadows of enemy submarines rising from the depths. Cale ordered all cannons ready, and the Vanguard's alarms echoed across the deck. Torpedoes sliced through the water, leaving glowing trails behind. Explosions erupted in the distance, turning the dark ocean into a battlefield of fire and thunder. The crew fought to stabilize the ship as massive waves slammed into its hull. Kyle watched the chaos unfold, knowing this was only the beginning of a much larger confrontation. The enemy fleet revealed itself with sudden precision. Sleek destroyers cut through the storm like blades, launching volleys of missiles that streaked across the sky. Cale barked orders, activating the ship's advanced shield system, causing a shimmering barrier to envelop the Vanguard. Missiles detonated against it, sending shock waves across the deck. The air filled with smoke and heat as counterfire erupted from every turret. The storm turned red from the reflections of fire, and the ocean boiled with fury as both fleets exchanged relentless attacks. The storm unexpectedly calmed, leaving a chilling silence over the battlefield. Smoke drifted slowly over the water as damaged ships floated aimlessly. Kyle scanned the horizon and noticed something far more concerning. An enemy carrier group approaching with a formation too perfect to be natural. Drones launched into the air in synchronized patterns, creating a deadly swarm. The Vanguard's anti-air systems activated, filling the sky with glowing tracer lines. The moment of silence ended as another phase of war began, this time above the waves. The drone assault was overwhelming. Hundreds of mechanized wings sliced through the air, dropping microbombs that splashed around the Vanguard. The ship's gunners worked relentlessly, shooting down wave after wave, but the drones kept coming. Cale realized the enemy wasn't trying to sink the ship, they were gathering data. He immediately issued a counter-command: disable their surveillance at all costs. Ion cannons erupted, sending pulses of electric light that disrupted the drone's circuits. The air was filled with the sound of metal crashing into the sea. With the drones neutralized, Cale received a troubling message from Fleet Command. The enemy had deployed their newest weapon, a colossal underwater fortress known as the Abyss Citadel. It could launch missiles from beneath the ocean floor and disrupt communication lines across thousands of kilometers. The Vanguard was ordered to locate and destroy it. Cale set a new course into the deeper, colder regions of the sea, areas known for swallowing entire fleets without a trace. The crew braced for a journey into unknown waters. As the fleet descended into the deep-sea trench, temperature sensors dropped below freezing. Strange bioluminescent creatures swam alongside the ship, illuminating the dark with blue and purple glows. The sonar ping echoed through the trench walls, revealing a gigantic structure resting on the ocean floor. The Abyss Citadel was far larger than expected, an underwater city built for war. Its shields pulsed with crimson energy, and mechanical gates began to open as it detected the fleet's presence. Without warning, torpedo turrets emerged from the Citadel and released a barrage of high-velocity projectiles. The Vanguard activated full evasive maneuvers, narrowly dodging the deadly swarm. Explosions shook the trench walls, causing underwater landslides that sent clouds of debris rushing toward the ships. Cale ordered depth charges deployed, shaking the ocean with booming detonations. The battle had become a chaotic dance in the dark pressure of the deep, where even a single mistake could crush the entire fleet. The crew discovered a weak point in the Citadel's power network, a reactor tower that extended upward toward shallower waters. Kale formulated a risky plan: detach a smaller strike vessel to infiltrate and overload the reactor. Commander Lyra volunteered to lead the mission, piloting a stealth submersible designed for high-pressure environments. As she descended into the glowing corridors of the Citadel's outer shell, the noise of machinery grew louder, like a heartbeat echoing through the deep. Inside the Citadel, Lyra maneuvered past automated defenses and robotic patrols. The pressure meters flickered dangerously, warning her that the deeper chambers were nearing structural collapse. She located the reactor core, a massive sphere radiating unstable energy. With precise movements, she deployed energy disruptors along its support beams. Alarms erupted as the Citadel recognized her intrusion. She accelerated back toward open water while the core began overloading, sending violent energy pulses through the structure. The overloaded reactor ignited into a chain reaction. The Abyss Citadel began collapsing inward, sending shockwaves that split the seafloor. Massive pillars of steam and debris erupted toward the surface. Kyle ordered full retreat, and the fleet raced through the trench as collapsing structures chased them like underwater avalanches. The ocean roared with catastrophic force, but the Vanguard pushed through, emerging into open waters as the Citadel crumbled into darkness behind them. When the sea finally calmed, the fleet gathered under the rising sun. The destruction of the Abyss Citadel marked a decisive turning point in the war. Kyle stood silently, watching golden light shimmer across the waves. Many battles still awaited them, but this victory proved their resilience and unity. For the first time in months, the crew felt hope. The ocean was still dangerous, still unpredictable, but it no longer belonged to the enemy. It belonged once again to those willing to fight for peace,